Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever publical figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. Today we're going to be talking about a VC leak that has not been talked about on YouTube yet, as well as another VC leak that was announced on YouTube, I think just yesterday. So let's go ahead and get into this one that has not been discussed first, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the one from May 12th.
Spreading for
I'm here.
Oh.
Amber, I'm disappointed it wasn't you.
I'm disappointed with me too.
You're disappointed with yourself for what? Not going to locale?
You did not even really want to be there, Amber. Let's be so real.
I'm depressed.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go.
So prior to this clip, they were talking about ways for Amber to make money, and she kind of pipes up and is like, I'm here, because they're talking as if she's not there. And so everybody's like, oh, okay, well, like, let's hear what Amber has to say. And she literally just goes, I'm depressed, I'm disappointed in myself, and doesn't elaborate. She just wants to get the attention, so she doesn't say anything. So they move on to talking about merch ideas for her, because she's not being, like, talkative. You know, she just announced she was depressed. Nobody asked her what was going on aside from that little thing about if it was about bus, and she doesn't elaborate. So she's clearly just doing this to make it all about her. And then once they start talking about merch ideas, she kind of just mentally clocks out and says, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. Like, come on, girl. Like, if you want to say something or have attention be on you, just say it. You don't have to wait for somebody to ask you what's going on. Anyway, so Amber leaves the call and she changes her photo to be of her in like an emo getup, and then her name to be unemployed. And so it's like, I don't mean to like say that it's not serious if somebody really is sad, but this is just not behavior to me that is a person really reaching out for help. To me, this is a person looking for attention, because she leaves the call, she does all this, and then she joins back onto the call. So clearly it just feels to me like attention-seeking behavior. If you want to talk about it, just talk about it. These people are willing to listen. Every time she talks, they pretty much like get quiet so that they can listen to her. So she could literally just come on here and be like, hey guys, I really want to talk about the fact that I'm not feeling good, that I don't know what I'm doing for my income, but you know, like I want to have some ideas or whatever it may be. Like, I don't know what she's trying to get out of this, because every time somebody tries to help her and tells her ways that she could make money, she kind of brushes it off. So if she just wants like a vent session or whatever, she can literally just talk about it instead of being kind of childish and changing her profile picture and username and just being like, oh, I'm sad, like, you know, whatever. So that's all I'm saying, is that she's just acting like she doesn't have a captive audience when everybody in this VC would listen to her if she wanted to complain.
Amber misses us, y'all.
She does. We miss
Amber,
you.
it's okay. I know we hate each other, but you're gonna be just fine, girlfriend. You need to go on TikTok and make your money. Let's be so real.
And if you're talking, we can't hear you, Amber.
I go to Amber. Are you really sad?
I bet she is.
I think she misses her friends.
Okay, so I had to cut out a lot there because I don't want to put people's private information that doesn't involve Amber onto the internet. But basically, Gemini is like, oh, you know, I think that she actually does miss hanging out with us. And then Christina's like, even though we're not getting along, it's going to be fine. Like, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this tight money issue, because still, Amber has not mentioned why she's feeling low. She just keeps saying that she feels like really sad and doing this like mumbly talk or whatever, just like really milking it. And it is honestly annoying, because these people do care about her. Even Christina and Gemini, who are not her friends anymore, are still being friendly with her, and she won't just say what needs to be said. So they keep having these conversations that honestly sound like they're kind of fun, and then every once in a while somebody brings it back to Amber. So then at the end there, when you hear somebody say, Amber, are you really sad? She still doesn't give a response. She's just sitting in there on mute, like basically farming for attention. And I don't get it, genuinely. Like, just if you want to talk about it, just talk about it. It's so annoying when people want to sit there and just be like, oh, I don't want to ruin the fun, but I'm just not in a good mood. And then they don't say what's going on. If you don't want to ruin the mood, get out. Otherwise, let your friends or whatever this group of people is to Amber like support you and help you to feel better. And honestly, if she doesn't want to talk about it, then she should stop bringing up the fact that she feels bad. Like, I think it's fine if you're having a conversation with friends and you want to just let them know before you guys get into anything and be like, hey guys, just so you know, I'm having an off day and I don't want to talk about it. But she just keeps bringing it up and not answering any questions. I would have so much more respect for it if she just said, hey guys, just to let you know, I'm really like kind of freaked out about my financial situation, but I don't really feel like I want to do a problem solving thing right now, so I don't want to talk about it. I just want to let you guys know that's why I sound down, but like, let's have a good time. That would also be fine. You know, I'm not saying she has to talk about it, but if you're going to bring it up over and over and over again, then you kind of have to get into it at that point.
I think isn't it just like a crisscross one? Do you have the wheels or no wheels?
No wheels.
Those ones are cheaper with no wheels. Just look up crisscross chair. I don't know.
What the hell's crisscross chair?
Well, I just typed in
Cross leg.
wide. Just type in like wide
Wide
black
chair.
desk.
The ones like
chairs.
Amber has, I was gonna get one. It's like $50, I think.
Okay, so they're talking about the chair that Amber has because they all want like a big comfy chair like what she has. And honestly, I kind of clipped this in because I thought that some of you guys might be interested in that. I actually thought it sounded really cool. Gemini said it's called a crisscross chair because you're supposed to sit in it crisscross, which does make me feel kind of bad for Amber that she would not be able to sit in a crisscross chair crisscross. But I thought that was kind of fun because I always sit with my feet in my chair. So I was like, man, that actually does kind of sound like a good idea. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, as always, she is just like doing her little mumbly, I'm sad voice while trying to help them get through the process of how she found this chair on Amazon. She's like, I just searched for like big, wide office chair. And Gemini's coming correct with like the actual terminology for what the chair is or whatever. But I also thought that was funny because we all know that Amber searches for like the least descriptive things on Amazon and pulls them up. Anytime you see something in her video that's from Amazon, you can pretty much generally describe it and find it on the first page results of Amazon.
I love Ron.
I made dinner.
Oh,
She
what did you
cooked?
make?
Nachos with Doritos instead of like tortilla chips.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
That's what I
unhealthy.
always do. That's what I always do, girl.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
So we get a little bit of insight into what Amber is having for dinner right now. She says she made nachos, but instead of using tortilla chips, she uses Doritos. And she acknowledges herself that it's not a healthy choice, but that it is good, which of course it is. I mean, I've had nachos like that before, where you have Doritos instead of the chips, and it is good, but you know, that's something you shouldn't be having like every single night. And that's the issue, is that Amber does eat like this very frequently. However, she did not DoorDash. So I don't know if she's trying to cut back on her DoorDashing and make food at home, or if she kind of oversold how much DoorDash she was getting in the past or what. But I suspect that she's trying to save a little bit of money now that she doesn't really know where her next check is coming from.
Code red and don't throw it at someone's head.
Oh my
That
god.
never happened.
I don't know. I was just saying. It's from lore.
What happened?
I said code red and don't throw it at someone's head.
Code red at someone. Well, someone got hit with
It's
a
My-
Amber
shotgun pop.
lore.
My ex lied and said that I threw a code red can at her head. I'm not like a
saw-
violent person. I can be like controlling and stuff like that. It definitely, yeah, like violence is not my forte, I will say.
They were just having personal conversations before that, so you guys didn't really miss any context, but Gemini makes a little joke about the code red situation, and of course, Amber, after sitting quietly on the call most of the time, has to pipe up and be like, that did not happen. And then somebody doesn't know what happened, so she gives her a recap. If you guys don't recall, what happened per Destiny is Destiny said that she was invited to dinner with her mom or something like that. She wanted to go see her mom. She started to leave the apartment. Amber did not want her to leave the apartment. She wanted her to stay there with her because Amber and Destiny's mom don't get along. So she didn't want to go see Destiny's mom, and she didn't want Destiny to leave on her own. Destiny started to approach her car to leave. Amber was yelling behind her, saying some really like disgusting things, like about deleting herself, if you understand. I have to be careful with YouTube, but Destiny pretty much called her out and was like, hey, don't joke about that. Like, you're not going to do that. I am going to go to my mom's house. And at that point, supposedly, Amber threw the can at Destiny. So that's what Destiny says happened. Obviously, we don't know for sure what happened. I will say that Destiny's account lines up a lot more with what I know about Amber, but also it's not difficult to lie about things. So you guys can decide for yourself what you want to believe. But Amber saying she's not a violent person, I can't let that slide. Now, just to be clear, no, I don't know for sure. I don't have any firsthand experience. However, we have people from every decade of Amberlynn's life coming out and making allegations. So let's just walk through those really, really fast. When Amber made her video regarding Casey, Casey responded and said that everywhere that Amber said that Casey had hit her, it was actually a place where Casey had been hit by Amber. So that's allegation number 1. After that, we can go to the Destiny era, where clearly right now we're talking about her throwing the can. Also, if you guys don't know, there is a clip where Destiny is trying to sleep and Amber is annoying her awake, which might not be violent, but does show that she was doing the same kind of behaviors that she was doing with Tommy, where she wasn't letting her partner sleep. During Beck era, I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but Beck said themselves that she was not physically violent with her, but that she believed that if Amber weighed less and was more physically capable, that she would be, because she was, getting angry to the point where Beck believed that Amber would do something. So, if we want to talk about violent inclinations, if the desire is there and the physical mobility is not, then I would say that still makes you a violent person, just not one that's capable of carrying that out. Then we get into the Feline era, where we know that they had some pushing issues, according to Alexis, where, Amber and Feline had that whole interaction with Amber trying to get Feline's phone, and they pushed each other around a little bit, and Amber ended up on the floor. There's also some other stuff that Alexis said that kind of makes me feel like that was more of an ongoing situation, not just a one-time deal, but that part I'm a lot more fuzzy on. So if you guys know details, feel free to fill me in the comments. And of course, that brings us up to the Tommy era, where we know that there has been allegations from Tommy that Amber scratched her, that Amber deliberately was pushing on her, that Amber fell on her. Not saying that falling is like the act, but like it was because Amber was trying to box her in and falsely imprison her that Amber ended up slipping and falling, because Tommy was trying to get away, is my understanding. So there is a history of all of her partners and friends speaking out about her being, to some level, violent with people.
I miss the friendship that I thought we had.
Same.
Mm.
You mean, Girl said,
That part was kind of crazy to me, because she says that she misses the friendship that she thought that they had, and he agrees. And instead of like elaborating or, whatever, talking about it, trying to either fix it or explain why you think it's unfixable or adding to the conversation in any way, when he agrees with her that he also misses it, she has nothing to say. I think because she wanted him to just like be like, I miss it too, and I would do whatever it took to get back there or whatever, like be apologetic about it. Like, again, I'm speculating. I have no idea what was going on. I'm not in her brain, but to me, it's just like, why else would you bring it up? And then after he says, yeah, I feel the same way, not say anything about it. Like, she literally just mutters about it, and then they switch the topic to make up.
Amber said, Wegovy check, I'm dead. I'm on nothing but a diet.
Yeah, I'm
Did-
starting my calorie counting when I wake up. Plus, I have to save money, so it's perfect timing.
Literally.
I just don't eat.
Don't eat DoorDash, because it will make you broke.
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't-
not going to.
We get a little update that she's still on the Wegovy, which I'm glad to hear, and that she's trying to stop eating out on DoorDash, as I speculated, in order to save money. So I guess that's why we got the Dorito Nacho type deal for dinner tonight. But, that is good that she's doing that. It's good that she's still on the Wegovy and that she hasn't decided to just like stress eat and give up the Wegovy altogether. I'm glad to hear that she's going to be doing her calorie counting again. Although I am like, again, why not just start it now? Why is it always a future date that she's going to be starting at? It's never, oh yeah, I'm doing calorie counting right now. It's always like, oh yeah, I'm going to start it tomorrow. But either way, if we saw a weight loss arc from Amberlynn, I would be surprised. I don't think that we're going to get one, but I'm glad to see that she's trying in the midst of all of this drama. So that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, now I want to quickly cover the latest VC leak, which Washcloth posted on the 12th. I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description if you guys want to hear it. I am not going to play any clips because it was a lot of expletives and I just personally don't want to mess around with that. It's like all anti-terms of service on YouTube. Basically, Amberlynn was in a call with Gemini, Christina Asylum, and Ron, and they were kind of giving it to her about a recent situation that was really disturbing. Apparently, a member of Ron's server had been going through some really difficult things and was discussing that with the people in the server. And I guess at the time that Amber just wasn't getting enough attention, so she ended up telling the member to go delete themselves, if you understand YouTube talk. And apparently she went really, really hard on them. Well, anyways, so Gemini, Christina, not that one, and Ron really didn't like the fact that she did that. So they called her and basically told her off for that because the person was going through some really serious stuff and you don't know what somebody's going to do when they're going through such a dark time. It's not like how Amber just pops on and says she's depressed for attention. Like this person was really going through it. So during the call where they confronted Amber, she basically really just did not understand the severity at all of telling somebody to delete themselves. And they were trying to be like, you know, that was really serious that you did that. You shouldn't have done that. And she's like, oh, well, people tell me to do that all the time. And it's like, okay, nobody should be telling her to do that either. I think it's really gross to tell anybody to end themselves in that way. And it's never called for. However, like, what a way to skirt around accountability. Just because it happens to you doesn't mean you should do that to somebody else. Least of all when that person is going through some really dark shit. Now, I don't know any context to what that person was discussing, but from what I've heard, it sounds like it was a very intense situation. And so it's not the same as somebody coming on and being like, oh, I stubbed my toe today. And you being like, oh, well, I guess you better just go end it all. Like it was deep shit. So that's the context for the call that Washcloth posted. Again, I'm going to link that if you want to see it. I'm going to put it in my description down below. But for me, I just felt like the context was more important than listening to them pop off on her. So either way, I think that has covered all of the leaked voice calls. If I missed one that you guys want me to cover, go ahead and let me know. Also, my email is on my YouTube. So if you guys ever want to send me any like information or tea or whatever, feel free to do that. I try to respond to my emails as soon as I get them. I do try to check it at least once a day. So, you know, if you want to send me fan art too, that's how I got my new background from Pain in the Axe. So if you guys want to send me fan art too, I can include that and give you guys shout outs or whatever. But I just want to make sure you guys know that's there because I've been getting emails from some of you guys, but I know that I didn't have it up from day one. So either way, if you made it this far, you already know. Stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. I'll see you in the next one.